My fiancée said she needed space, but asked me to keep paying half the rent. Then I discovered months of texts between her and a married coworker. So I showed them to HR, and she lost everything. I'm 29, a project manager who'd just gotten promoted when Jenna and I were living in an overpriced loft she insisted was our dream. We talked about rings, venues, kids' future stuff. Then one Tuesday, she sat me down and delivered a polished speech about needing to find herself. No cheating, she claimed. Just growth. The kicker? She suggested we keep living together for 7 more months until the lease ended because it made financial sense. Translation: she couldn't afford the place without me. I agreed, thinking I was being mature. Within a week, she was coming home at 2 a.m. in cocktail dresses for work networking. I started hitting the gym at dawn, reconnecting with friends, quietly rebuilding. That's how I met Claire, steady, grounded, a pediatric nurse who didn't need rooftop selfies to validate her existence. We started casually dating. No drama, just real conversations and consistency. 2 months later, at a friend's rooftop birthday party, Jenna saw us holding hands. She performed politeness for the crowd, then cornered me at the bar. Maybe I made a mistake, she said. People grow. I told her the only thing that changed was that she didn't like seeing me happy. The next morning, she called, crying. I thought you'd wait for me. Wait for what? She ended it. Then the accidental discovery happened. Messages popping up on our shared iPad from a guy named Tyler. Explicit. Months old, dating back before the breakup. Hotel plans. He agreed to keep living together. Perfect, she'd written to him. Tyler wasn't single. He was married with kids. That's when the fog lifted. I documented everything: timestamps, lease violations, unauthorized guests. I installed a simple camera and confirmed she was bringing him and others into our apartment. I sent Tyler's wife an anonymous email with evidence. 2 days later, he showed up screaming that I ruined his marriage. No, I told him calmly. You did. Property management reviewed my documentation and gave Jenna 2 weeks to vacate for violating the lease. I stayed under a revised agreement. Then I anonymously sent her employer footage of her misusing company-branded gear during work events. She was fired within days. When she moved out, she cycled through guilt, bargaining, and insults. I kept the cat because I was the one who'd actually taken care of her. Months later, Jenna called from an unknown number saying she was broke, couch surfing, that she'd changed. You can't just let me struggle, she said. I told her struggling isn't growth, it's consequence. Meanwhile, Claire and I built something simple and solid: camping trips instead of curated photo shoots, honest budgeting instead of aesthetic pressure. A year later, I ran into Tyler's ex-wife who thanked me for telling her the truth. Claire and I recently got engaged, no rooftop spectacle, just a quiet hiking trail, and a ring I chose because I actually know what she likes. Jenna once said she wasn't ready for something serious. What she meant was, she wanted freedom with a safety net. When she cut the rope, she assumed I'd stand there waiting. Instead, I built a better life with someone who didn't need an exit strategy.